Today on DNVR Buffs Live, who is locked in already for tomorrow on signing day, including a deadly defensive duo. And I'm sneaking some basketball talk in. It's about time we start talking about this team. Let's go. Let's go.
Squad. Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores, is DNVR Buffs Live, the day before signing day. And we have got some guys locked in for the future. There's some stuff to be optimistic about with this recruiting class.
Facts.
It's not all good, but there's some things to really be excited about.
I'd say the volume isn't good.
Sure.
But the potential is good.
For sure. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the coaching carousel. We'll get your take on Lane Kiffin. I think you're very different than where Scotty and I were yesterday.
Good.
So
It's a shame that I wasn't here to defend decency.
Jared Curtis, a #1 recruit in the country, has flipped from the Georgia Bulldogs to the Vanderbilt Commodores.
But then
he came out and said that
he hasn't done that yet.
You're right.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. And then CU basketball we will get to as well. How are we feeling? Oh, it's also a day of giving.
It is.
Damn right
It's an exciting day for the chat. Shout out to Big Brothers Big Sisters. We've been working with them for a while. Today, we're going to see if we can climb this ladder here. $200. We're all going to do 20 push-ups.
Bet.
Where?
We'll figure that out when we get there. $400. We have to each say something nice about CSU and Nebraska.
Why would they want that?
We'll see. Number 600.
Alyssa joins the show.
Alyssa joins the show.
Let's go. 800 squad dresses up as buffaloes. Is this at a later date?
Yes, at a later date.
Okay, and $1,000.
The big Pumbaa.
The most important thing that could possibly happen here today. If we raise $1,000 for Big Brothers Big Sisters, Scotty eats meatloaf.
Hey, man. We about to see how badly y'all really want me to eat this meatloaf, man. I'm very much open to it if we reach that goal for a great cause. So, make sure y'all tap in and give for a great cause, and it might end up with me eating some meatloaf, something that I honestly never thought I would be even willing to do.
It's what
You'll be pleasantly surprised.
I might be.
What if you become like a meatloaf believer after that?
What if I become the meatloaf guy?
What if you become a meatloafer?
What a turn of events that would be. All right, let's talk about a little early signing day preview. What the Buffs have in store for tomorrow and what we can expect from tomorrow. A lot of concern about Carson Crawford coming into this week. He gets the late offer from Oklahoma State. They just hired Eric Morris from North Texas. It's the most momentum Oklahoma State's had in quite some time, I'd say. They, of course, try and offer Crawford. There's a little bit of worry he might flip, but he and many other recruits have posted on Instagram over the last few days. He will sign with Colorado tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Fires me up.
Dog.
It's funny just because we were talking about Nate Landman recently. We had Alex Singleton on the Broncos show today, and even when they were showing him with like his mustache on Sunday Night Football, I was like, Buffs need a guy like this.
Hey, bro, that play Singleton made on that 3rd and long to get that out of, obviously, Washington came back and tied it anyway, but like that play was nasty.
Should have been a game-saving play.
For sure.
But anyways, yeah, like there's just Colorado's had a great history with linebackers. And hopefully Carson Crawford's the next on the list.
Yep. I think he might not be the only one next on the list too.
Yep.
I think this is massive because Carson Crawford is, somebody who, when we talked about him when he first committed, I believe this summer, or at least before the season, he was a 3-star. And since then he has been bumped up. His rating has. This is now, a 4-star linebacker, the highest rated recruit in Colorado's 2026 class as of today. And I actually talked to Carson today just about, how he's feeling, about making it official tomorrow, kind of why he remained locked in and confident that Colorado is the place for him, with obviously the Buffs having a tough season. And obviously I'll have more on that tomorrow on the DNVR.com and whatnot. But just one quote from him here, clearly he sees a pathway to playing early and starting right away. And we talked a little bit about it yesterday with Mantrez in the portal, with obviously Reggie and Martavius and Sean Meyer, some of those older guys in the room out of eligibility. Carson tells me, he goes, there's definitely a starting job on the line. It's not going to be given. I have to earn that, and I know that. I didn't want anything to be given to me. I just wanted an opportunity to go and earn it. And, he talked about the ceiling at Colorado being really high. He name-dropped Juju and mentioned that he's obviously going to be a big part of what they got going on moving forward. So this is massive, and this is somebody who last year was playing a lot of outside linebacker. This year played more middle linebacker, more Mike linebacker, which I think is probably where he's going to be inserted at least out the gate when he arrives in Boulder as an early enrollee, which is soon. Like, these guys who are early enrollees are going to be in Boulder on campus in like 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
I've heard January 6th is the date for these early enrollees to move in. So that's awesome. And like I said, as we talked about, the position of need. I think they're going to hit it hard in the portal as well. But as we've talked about, like, you got to start building these guys from the high school ranks. And I think Carson Crawford is a great kind of pillar of this 2026 recruiting class.
Absolutely. He's having a great season, too. He's got 97 total tackles, 16 TFLs. He has 2 forced fumbles. He's actually caught a touchdown, too, playing some wide receiver.
Some tight end.
We'll have our whole recruiting profiles on YouTube later for each individual recruit, but and we'll talk about that. But yeah, this is a guy who I remember going back to when we watched the film in the summer, and it's like, this is not a 3-star.
No, sir.
This guy's got some juice. And, we'll talk about Rodney Colton here in a second too, who's also locked in. Those two came to Boulder on that OV together. They take the pictures together, on Folsom Field.
Fire picks.
Yeah, awesome picks. They see the vision, and they see what everyone else sees, to steal Coach Primeism. Linebacker's been rough for Colorado this last year.
Yep.
And they obviously see that too, and it probably gets them really excited. And it's probably why, Colby Johnson as well, who is like locked in and is going to sign tomorrow.
Yep.
Why you have 3 linebackers ready to go to early enroll and just hit the ground running, try and make an impact with this team next year, because you need a change at linebacker in terms of just what we saw in the field. You need more juice out there. So it's exciting. And the fact that he's locked in and mentions Julian, again, this is another potential young core piece. We'll see. Definitely. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Like, linebackers, it's kind of tough to make an impact as a true freshman. But this guy is a real riser. He's a 247 4-star now. He's a 202nd overall recruit according to 247 at this point in time. The 11th linebacker in the class. This is real crazy. True freshman, seeing the field type of impact capability here. And
again, shout out to the recruiting staff for identifying him before, he got the ratings, but before he became a 4-star, before he became a top 11 linebacker in this class. And shout out to Carson Crawford for staying loyal and realizing that Colorado was one of the schools who identified him kind of before his ratings kind of took a bump. And obviously he picked up an offer recently from Oklahoma State, who obviously has a new head coach. I'm sure that was probably an enticing opportunity just to be able to join or be one of the first guys that a new head coach at a program like that offers. So shout out to, Carson again and this recruiting staff. RK, I mentioned this to Jake yesterday. Linebackers currently on the roster for next year: Bola Pena, Kylan Salter, Gage Goldberg.
Yeah.
End of list.
Yeah.
In addition to obviously these 3 2026 guys coming in. So it's obviously a position, like I said, I think is going to be added in the portal. But if you can get 1, 2 of these freshmen making impacts as a freshman right away, that'd be massive.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big challenge for either of those guys. I would say that inside linebacker is one of the more rare positions to see true freshmen out there. But if you are, it means you're like that.
Xavier Atkins this year for LSU, and he was a Colorado target at one point. He's just gone insane.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to really be like that, and really like the early enrolling will help.
Definitely.
Especially, getting in the weight room and just getting physically ready for college football. But I'll have an eye on that, because if you can have one of those guys hit immediately, if not two of them, then it's going to be huge for that room.
Definitely.
Yep. But yeah, Rodney Colton is also expected to sign with Colorado tomorrow. He's kind of had a little bit the opposite of Carson Crawford. I believe he was a 4-star, and then when the latest ratings came out, for some reason they dropped him. But he's someone who was being courted by Florida State, Ole Miss, Penn State, and maybe Colorado got a little bit lucky there just in terms of those targets and what's going on at those schools with their head coaching situations right now. But you need a little luck sometimes. And again, this is potentially the weakest position on the roster to this point. And getting another guy in here who thinks he can play right away. And I mean, he's only rated the 38th linebacker right now, but he obviously had a great junior year last year and was a 4-star coming into the season. So you had Presto Money. Coach Prime, I mean, he mentioned a couple weeks ago, like he feels great about this offense and where the offense is headed. It's all about the defense when it comes to the offseason, the transfer portal, and this recruiting class. And that's where you're getting some blue chippers.
No doubt. I mean, Rodney is a former South Carolina commit, former SEC commit, who is now in the fold now. And he definitely strikes me as somebody who could play right away, who has the physical attributes to be able to acclimate quickly to college football game, to the speed, to the physicality of the game as well. So I'm excited about both of these guys. Again, I mentioned I talked to Carson today. He obviously, spent some time when he visited Colorado alongside Rodney. They have built kind of a rapport relationship. And Carson said, I watched, a good amount of Rodney's game, and like we can be a deadly duo is what Carson called it. So I can see that, and it would be massive, again, at a position of need, a position that just needs to get solidified after we saw this defense give up 220 rushing yards per game this year. Like that has to be one of the biggest emphasis on getting that right for 2026 and beyond.
Yep. Second, as we talked about yesterday, second worst defense in the country this year at stopping the run.
That's where we were 2 years ago.
Yep.
And then they fixed it by nailing on those types of players.
Yep.
And obviously Robert Livingston came in and did a good job. But now he's got to do it again. You got to get right in the interior on the defensive line, and you got to get right with linebacker.
Yep.
Definitely.
I mentioned Colby Johnson. He is locked in, expected to sign. Josiah Manu is expected to sign too. He is from the state of Colorado. Colby Johnson, just mentioned him. Ben Gula.
I thought Colorado didn't recruit Colorado.
That's right, actually. Ignore that one. Ben Gula is a 3-star offensive lineman from Florida. He's locked in and is expected to sign. And then, of course, Presto Money as well.
Absolutely.
I'd love to make a point about Presto Money on the other side of this break that we likely take right here.
All right. Let's take our first break. And shout out our friends over at Aura Frames, man. These things are awesome. You've kind of seen them around for a while, but Aura Frames is different because it's all done on an app. You just upload all the pictures, videos, whatever you want in that, that cool, ever-changing, almost like a Harry Potter picture frame, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And it's just super easy. I mean, it's got unlimited storage as well. So any pictures you want, videos as well. It's, of course, extremely personalized, makes a great gift. This is the time to get gifts, man. Great gift for, the ladies in your life. You need to get a gift for your mama. This thing's going to be awesome. She's going to love it. And right now, for a limited time, you can save on that perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames. It's named #1 by Wirecutter. And use promo code DNVR at checkout. That's Aura, AURA frames.com, promo code DNVR. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast, so orders your now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout with code DNVR. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you aura framing right now?
Yeah.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Monarch. Heck, speaking of buying gifts for people, that means that you got to be maybe a little smarter with your money this month. Make sure that you have enough budget to take care of the people in your life that you love and that you want to treat this holiday season. And Monarch is the best way to do that. When you use Monarch, you start to realize how maybe irresponsible or stupid some of the decisions you're making with your money are, or some of the things that you might have forgot you're even doing that you need to rectify to improve your budget. So get over to Monarch, download the app, use the code DNVR to get 50% off your first year, and start realizing where you can save money and just have more money to do cool things. Shout out to our friends over at Monarch. Go to monarch.com, use code DNVR for 50% off.
All right. What you guys say about Presto?
Presto money is who this program just needs more of. Coach Prime had a quote after the game on Saturday where he was talking about mentality, and he was asked specifically about, like, how do you go about identifying that? Like, how do you go about growing, developing that? And Coach Prime goes, you don't develop mentality. You select mentality. You pick mentality. Personnel is mentality. And obviously they have selected Preston Ashley. Preston Ashley has selected Colorado, and he has the right mentality that needs to permeate throughout this locker room. Tawfiq Byard has it.
Yep.
There are obviously a handful of guys on the team who have it, but Presto Money clearly has it. And his willingness to stay locked in throughout this season, which has been rough, is obviously super admirable, but it makes sense. When you ask him about him, I asked him about it today. Again, I'll have this story. Go check out thednvr.com. We're also having a Die Hard sale right now, our best Die Hard sale
Last
of
day
the
for it,
entire
too.
year. It ends tonight. Make sure you tap in if you're not already. Just $26 for your first year at 67% off, bro. It's actually crazy. It's once a year type deal for real. But
You made
anyway,
that joke yesterday, bro.
but he wasn't here. He wasn't here for it. But yeah, like, again, Preston, I asked him, like, what kind of made you stay locked in? And he was talking about adversity. And he was saying, like, I dealt with my own adversity this year. Like, I had a tough season myself. He was like, our head coach resigned in the middle of the season.
Wow.
He was like, we were 7-5 in the state semifinals. He was like, that's not even supposed to happen. And I'm like, you're right. That's actually really not supposed
Just
to happen.
ask Ole Miss.
For real. He was like, you lose 3 games in a high school season. Like, your season is typically over.
Yes.
And, he goes, I'm really just thankful to God for opening my eyes to see that life is hard. And he goes, I'm going to keep showing why adversity can't beat me. And that, I think, is what Coach Prime wants in all of his players. Like, throughout a football game, throughout a football season, like, things are not always going to be rosy and great. But you need to be able to, battle adversity head on and take it head on. And I think that's what Preston Ashley is built upon. And I think it's part of the reason why he is going to be a fan favorite and why he is going to be one of a few guys in this 2026 recruiting class who I believe are going to make an immediate impact. So Presto, one of them ones, man, for sure. Ski.
Yeah, and he's just built for this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Built for the bright lights, built
Yes.
for, the cameras, and just like built for the personality of the program,
Right.
which is what some people would call culture. I know that Coach Prime doesn't like that word, but you got to find guys like that who want the spotlight on them,
Yes.
who want their personality to be showcased, who are just like, for lack of a better term, like, they have big personalities.
Yeah.
They bring energy, like all of that stuff. He's perfect for this. And I think it's kind of a match made in heaven.
I mean, I go back to, remember when Zay was signed by the Cardinals, Xavier Weaver, and or it was after the training camp or something, he makes the roster. And one of the coaches at the Cardinals says he's unflappable.
Yep.
And they did a great job of finding those guys, the last 2 years out of the transfer portal. Jimmy was one of them as well. Nakai, like Levanta, like there's a bunch of guys that they picked up like that. And it's true, like it's something that you can't really develop. Like, it's something you just got to go find. And we talk about Coach Prime's portal misses last year and the fact that he wasn't there for a lot of the recruiting this summer. And I think that's why it's so important to have him there, because he's like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's easier to find that in someone else when you're coming, when you're cut from the same cloth. So
Real recognize real.
Exactly. So the fact that they found Presto and he's locked in like this, and he's been able to just kind of, really embrace it. I think about the video of him when he's like 8 years old or whatever. Like,
It's crazy.
it's just been destined, and you just got to find those guys, and it takes time, and you find them all over the country too. So
Definitely.
we'll see. Still got them until the portal, but that's where we're at with this signing day class.
I will say, Coach Prime has obviously talked about he wants to add on the defensive side of the ball in particular, whether that be in the transfer portal, high school ranks. You would like to see, and I'm expecting maybe a surprise or two commit. You would like to see a defensive lineman, and that's obviously they had one committed. He obviously went elsewhere, but that has to be an emphasis. If you don't get one or two of those guys in this 2026 recruiting class, like that has to be the priority in the transfer portal because we talked about it. You give it 220 rushing yards per game, like changes have to be made personnel wise, and obviously they're losing some guys on the defensive line just out of eligibility. That is a position that you would have liked to see a recruit or a commit or two in this 2026 class on the defensive line. And again, maybe you still get it one or two by the end of this week. But if not, like I said, that's a position that has to seriously be addressed via the transfer portal because you cannot just run out similar personnel next year and expect a different result. That would be insanity.
Speaking of linebacker, Colorado did offer one of the top JUCO recruits yesterday in Copiah Lincoln Community College linebacker Archie Chambers, 3-star player, one of the, I think he's like top 15 JUCO player in the country in this cycle. Had 68 tackles, 4.5 TFLs, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble in 10 games this year. Again, it's going to be front seven. I mean, yeah, you need corners. You need a little bit of safety depth as well. But you're getting 2 corners in this signing day class. Potentially, we'll see if Maurice Williams does sign on the dotted line tomorrow. He hasn't announced anything yet, but I don't think we've seen anything in terms of flips or anything to worry about in that with him. But
for sure,
the point remains, you're going to hit this front seven heavy, man. It's the positions that you're hitting in the transfer portal, and they're starting it with the JUCO guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to hit it from all angles. Pause. Transfer portal, JUCO, high school. You have to turn over every rock to find the solutions here, and that's what they're going to do. And there's going to be a lot of change in the program this offseason, but you kind of have to like work through all of that right now. And there's going to be people having to give like extra lift during the kind of periods of change that are going on right now. But recruiting never stops, no matter what, whether it's JUCO, portal, or even recruiting your own roster or recruiting high school.
Yep, totally.
I want to just bring up just one other person who's committed. We'll see if they end up signing on the dotted line officially.
We should
tomorrow.
Go ahead. No.
Oh yeah. That was Christian Ward. That IMG to Colorado pipeline has been continued through Christian Ward.
And from Carrollton, too.
From Carrollton, former teammates with Julian Lewis. Like, he was the top uncommitted wide receiver in the 2026 class at the time of his commitment to Colorado. Chose the Buffs over Alabama, Arizona State, a couple of other top programs. Like, that is another guy. I know a lot of people like to say, like, we don't need to see no more receiver commits. Like, no. Like, this is still one of those guys, and obviously you're losing a couple of guys. Probably you're going to lose even more, potentially via the portal. But let's not forget about these IMG boys. You know what I'm saying? And we got at least another one in this 2026 class who, again, has already a built-in rapport with the franchise, Julian Lewis. So let's not sleep on him either. Like, that's, again, assuming he makes it official tomorrow and signs on the dotted line, that could potentially be another big piece of this recruiting class.
And his younger brother, 4-star athlete Alexander Ward, is Colorado's only 2027 commit right now, too.
Former Alabama commit.
Yes.
Yep. Real quick, because a lot of people are talking about it in the chat in terms of coaching changes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to remind people that the way that this news comes out of this program is not like any other program.
For real.
So just because you haven't seen anything doesn't mean that nothing has happened. And that's just the Coach Prime way.
Yep.
Last year, I don't remember there being any formal announcement of the change with Flea. Do you?
Other than Flea saying, I think he went to Wyoming or whatever.
I think that's when we found out when he was announced at Wyoming.
Which means that he had a whole job search before anyone even knew that was happening, or at least publicly announced that was happening. So, yeah. That's just the way that things kind of go around here, but change is coming.
For sure. And I think even more behind the curtain. I think Coach Prime's the type of coach where he just wants to get things set before he formally announces like changes that are coming. That's just the pattern we've seen.
Well, for sure. I mean, I think anyone would like it that way.
Of course.
It usually just doesn't work that way for whatever reason. But I think it's a lot easier to say, hey, we let go of this person and replace them with this person.
Right.
And then there's no like consternation in between there of like, what are we going to do there? What's going on? This is taking so long or whatever. So yeah, I think if everyone had their choice, they would say, we fired this guy, but we have this guy already. And then there's no like transition period there. But that's not how this, that is how Coach Prime likes to do it. And he's actually been successful in that, where a lot of people, the news will break very quickly.
Yes. Do you have any thoughts on Montrezl Walker, Terrence Love entering the portal?
I don't think Terrence Love was with the team.
No, not for a while.
And then Montrezl Walker, that one sucks. Just because he was a guy who was locked in for a long time, a player we were excited about. But it's such a it confirms what Coach Prime says about this stuff. And it's kind of validating to the strategy of we really only want high school guys who we think are going to play right away, because the guys who don't play right away transfer.
Yep. And
in an ideal world, yes, you bring in a freshman, he sits behind a guy for 2 years, he comes in as a junior, balls out as a senior, and then you just keep the cycle going. In today's college football, that's just not happening at very many programs at all. And so the guys who don't get an opportunity, especially, and who knows where Montrez was and what the coaches thought about like how ready he was, but he looks out there and he sees the linebackers not playing well, and then he's not playing, and so he's like, I want to go somewhere where I can play. And that's just the constant struggle of recruiting your own roster right now. So who knows, why or what all that happened, but I will say it shows the point of if guys don't play, they're a lot more likely to leave.
Yeah.
I gave the updated stats yesterday. I mentioned it last week. 50% of the 2024 recruiting class that Colorado signed is elsewhere now. Now over a quarter of literally last year's recruiting class, the 2025 recruiting class, over a quarter of them have already left elsewhere.
Yep.
And I would assume that number is probably going to increase, as we get, through the spring and whatnot. But it just kind of proves the point. Like, yes, you want to recruit high school, you want to get elite high school talent, but you got to do both. Mm-hmm. As a wise man once said, you got to hit it from all angles. You know what I'm saying? Like, transfer portal, high school ranks, all of it. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
And I think Coach Prime knows that, and it's why we're going to continue to see the 15 to 18 high school players and the 25 to 30 transfers.
Also, I'll add just real quick before we take a break and start talking about the coaching carousel. Don't sleep on these JUCO recruits either.
No.
No. Especially with the Diego Pavia rule going in, where they're going to basically have their entire eligibility back.
Yeah.
It's going to be like...
It's like BYU's mission.
Exactly. It's exactly what I was about to say.
I did not think that's what you were going to say, or I wouldn't have interrupted. But.
No, so someone, and again, we're going to talk about this here very shortly, Kalani Sitake in the Penn State job, and someone mentioned how because of BYU and the mission and just LDS and all this stuff, they have like 50 players who've already gone on mission and are on their team that aren't going to be eligible to leave the team and transfer elsewhere. Like they're just on BYU.
Why?
I don't know exactly why. Okay. I think it's just a deal because of you're at BYU, you have to go on a mission or whatever.
Interesting.
But that's just how it works there. So, and look, that's just, you get older guys in college football, chances are you're going to have a team that's just naturally stronger and has more experience. So
yeah.
Don't sleep on those guys.
Not at all.
You said we are going to talk about Sitake later?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about him on the other side of this break.
All right, great. I'm excited for that.
Let's take that break now and shout out our great friends over at Game Time. Conference title weekends, NFL playoff race heating up, and then the NBA and NHL starting to hit their stride as well. Whatever's going on in your city, hit up our friends over at Game Time. They're the place to go to get your tickets. We have a World Cup, I think, next year, right? In the summer? Is that correct? You're my soccer guy here.
What year is next year?
26.
Yeah, I think so.
So
in the U.S.
Hell yeah, get your World Cup tickets. Again, not just sports, though, concerts, events, whatever's going on in your city. Take the guesswork out of buying your World Cup tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, use code BUFFS, BUFFS. Forget $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code BUFFS, BUFFS for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it?
Game time.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Breckenridge Brewery who help support our tailgates before Colorado football games this year. We love our friends over at Breckenridge Brewery, man, and we love Breck Brew's new West Coast style IPA, man, the Ridge Runner. It's a double dry hop brew inspired by the beauty of Colorado's trails. Creates those little notes of bright citrus and pine as well. Y'all already know that Breckenridge Brewery is the official craft beer of DNVR, and they have a beer for any occasion. They've been doing this for 33 years, y'all, and it's 100% made with renewable energy. So check out the beer locator at breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. Shout out to Breckenridge Brewery, man.
All right, I said a lot about Lane Kiffin and college football yesterday. You have the floor. Lane Kiffin, Sitake, whatever you want to say.
First and foremost, on Lane Kiffin, that podcaster who called him a hoe was right. And Lane was wrong for then going after him.
Exactly.
And then the podcaster then was right again for going back at him in the press conference, which I feel like that clip didn't go nearly as viral.
No.
And I agree. I agree with the overarching premise, even though it was said in a way that some people maybe don't like. You knew what you were hiring when you hired Lane Kiffin. He's a scumbag. So why would you be surprised when a scumbag is a scumbag? Like, I don't understand. It's just crazy. And it sucks. It sucks for the kids, but also you committed to a scumbag. I don't, it just, this is what happens. This is what happens. I think that, I hope that he never gets another chance to coach in an SEC title game or go to the playoff.
Come on, bro.
That's how I feel.
Let's talk about this for a little bit.
Yeah, please.
When could or would he have left and it would have been okay in your mind?
I don't know.
Thank you. That's the exact answer I was looking for.
But that wouldn't have changed whether or not he's a scumbag.
I mean,
He just is. He always has been.
I just don't feel that way. I don't know too much about what happened at Tennessee and USC. I was literally young. I don't know too much. I know the gist of it.
It was bad. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, for sure. I get that's kind of why he has this aura about him. You know what I'm saying? But what he did here, like, I understand. Like, he gave, 6 years to Ole Miss?
Yes.
Like, took them from
That's crazy.
This is their best
a
season
middling
ever.
program in the SEC to a literal a literal college football playoff
Yeah,
team.
national contender.
A national contender. And after 6 years, he gets an opportunity for an objectively better job. In
a sport where cash dominates it.
But there's more cash at Ole Miss.
No. I think LSU's the number one job for that.
Bro, LSU is literally paying this man's Ole Miss bonuses for the playoff that he would have missed out
Because
on.
that's what he negotiated.
But LSU got the bread for that, though, is what I'm saying. And
While they're paying $70 million to all these other coaches they've already fired.
the money not really a discussion, I don't think.
Yes.
LSU got it, and they got that box checked. But
Ole Miss is they're
got it, too.
outspending everyone in the portal the last couple of years.
they got money. Like, we're not saying that, but it's just levels. It's levels to this. And my whole thing is, like, people, at any point he leaves, people were going to be upset and bring this back up. Like, there's no good time to leave with how the calendar is currently set up by the NCAA. And that's where it's an NCAA calendar problem. This is not a Lane Kiffin issue.
I don't know, man. You coach your whole life for opportunities like this, and then you just leave because you think you have something better.
So he has to just stay there forever?
No, you won't just go a year that you're not about to go play for the SEC championship.
Nobody wants you. You're not getting an LSU job if you don't have this type of season. You know what I'm saying? You don't get an elevation if you don't have this type of season.
I think we'll see. What happens. I think that he will end up regretting this.
He might. And he kind of said as much, too. He was like, listen, this might work. It might not. Mm-hmm. But he was like, sometimes you just got to go prove things right. And I was like, oh, I can see it. I think
The system
going to be good.
For what it's worth, the system is broken. The timetable is broken.
Yes.
All that. It just doesn't change that Lane Kiffin's a scumbag.
This is what I said.
Have you looked at the hashtag Lanestein files?
Yes, it's ridiculous, bro.
I
It's
I saw the
ridiculous.
one that I showed you yesterday about. It wasn't even actually crazy, but people were
There's
just taking it.
thousands.
Oh my god!
We're talking
Are they
about the
legit,
dog
though?
and what he
Who
did in
knows?
yoga.
Okay, all right.
No. I mean, it's everything. But this is what happens when you, honestly, this is what happens when you leave somewhere because everyone has all these secrets. When you're winning,
yeah, right.
Yeah, of
when
course.
you're winning,
It's
the
hush,
secrets
hush.
are fun.
Of course.
Everyone's telling like, damn, bro, he did this, he did that.
sure.
Like, yeah, that's cool. As soon as you leave, now it's like the scene in Step Brothers where he goes, now the tuxedos seem kind of fucked up after he rips the fart. That's everyone after you leave their job. They're like, oh, now all that fooling around with college girls seems kind of fucked up.
No, I saw the one yesterday. I showed it at the end of the show. It was like this girl. She came out. She was like, everybody's coming out slandering Lane Kiffin right now, but I would just like to tell a personal story. Like,
Oh, yeah.
when I was a 17-year-old freshman, like
gave
Lane
you the-
Kiffin gave me a one-on-one exclusive interview.
The quote tweets on that
Yes.
were legendary.
They really were. It's
Oh
like,
my
girl,
God.
you should have kept that to yourself.
I just think he's a perfect fit, honestly, at LSU. Like he fits like the mentality of the fan base, like their social presence, the way he attacks the portal. I think he's gonna flourish. I think he's gonna do really well there.
too.
Travis said, RK, you wouldn't want Kiffin at CU. Scumbags win all the time.
Typically do.
I just would know, I would know coming here that eventually he's going to do something really scummy.
Yeah.
Oh man, Kalani Sitake though.
Well, did you just get this ESPN update?
What now?
It says that BYU coach Kalani Sitake has begun to inform people that he intends to stay at the school.
That's crazy. Okay, so yes.
So wait, but he was offered a better job with more money.
Okay,
this is
hold
different.
on, hold on.
For
No,
many,
no,
many
no, no,
reasons.
no,
This
no,
is very
no,
different
no,
for
no,
many
no,
reasons.
no.
This is
Hold
different.
on. Yes, very different.
How?
Okay,
I will explain. Do you want to go ahead?
Yes. First off, this shows how much power BYU and that church has. The fact that one, they're already flush with cash. They just got the #1 basketball recruit in the country. They've had a lot of success.
Basketball have to do with this shit.
Nothing. It's just showing the power of the fan base and the community. They've got tons of cash. Penn State comes with this crazy offer that is 100% a better. It's a raise and everything. And in 24 hours, BYU and all these members of the university and the church managed to muster up all this money to match that offer, to match the commitments in terms of coaching staff and NIL in 24 hours, bro.
I saw the Crumble Cookie CEO
Yes.
basically tweeted about it. Like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to go to work here now.
He basically did the
Sit
meme of
up,
sitting
yeah,
up.
Yes.
facts. Like they got different money out there.
Yes.
And another thing too, I was talking to Jake and DM before the show. Like BYU needs Kalani Sitake infinitely more than Penn State needs Kalani Sitake.
100%.
Partly because of the requirement to be.
It's not a requirement. It's
I
almost.
thought he's not even Mormon.
no, he is.
He is LDS. But that's part of it. Like you got to not only find a good head coach, but you got to find somebody who ideally is part of the
Right.
church, which
Look at-
obviously Kalani, checks both of those boxes.
You got to look, if you look at it from BYU's perspective, right now you've got a guy who is without a doubt one of the best coaches in the country, right?
and the perfect coach for your program.
Exactly. He's the perfect coach for you. He fits your values. Like he's just not an outsider. Like it's just all
Right.
fits so harmoniously there right now. And that's, I think, why they stepped up so much, because they're like, oh, hold on. Like if we have to go hire another guy,
Yeah.
the chances of us finding a guy who's even as close to as good a fit as Kalani Sitake is near impossible, let alone a better football coach.
Yeah. They can't hire scumbags.
100%.
At least they haven't tried enough. Also, there's a bunch of people who are like, RK, you would take Lane Kiffin, blah, blah, blah. I do not care at all about the ethics of my football coach. I just want that to be clear. But yeah, I don't know. It's the exact same scenario. It's just Kalani Sitake isn't a scumbag.
This is not true. Comparing the Big
Very
12 to Penn State is not true.
The thing about Penn State, though, is the expectations are higher than the program, and so that's the one drawback I would say of that job is it's a program with like national championship expectations and like Gator Bowl results.
Yeah.
And
Pretty much.
and that's a tough place to go. Kalani Sitake just keeps doing what he's doing at BYU. Like, give us a 8-win, 10-win, 9-win, 7-win, 11-win. They'll start calling it Kalani Sitake Field at Lavelle Edwards Stadium.
And that's hilarious. You mentioned that, by the way.
I think you heard that earlier.
Did you hear that earlier?
Dion said that to me.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Dion's saying that's
on
what
the
they're
way.
offering him. Like,
Yeah.
this is, again, this
They're
is
pulling out all the stops to make sure they don't lose their coach.
yes, this is like culturally, like the future of the program, future of the university, like so important to them to retain Kalani Sitake. It's impressive what they've done in the last 24 hours. And now, as Scotty said, he's expected to stay. And he was like, so this, what's the guy's name? The Barstool guy was apparently breaking all this coaching news stuff.
Liam
Yeah.
Liam, I can't remember his
Blutman.
last.
Lutzman or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's talking about this yesterday, and he says that when this news was initially broken, Penn State felt like they like 90%.
It was over, yeah.
They had him.
And then BYU said,
And then
"Hold
literally
on 1 second.
less than 24 hours it took.
Watch this."
Yeah.
Why doesn't Penn State now just counteroffer?
They probably came with their best offer out the gate. And that's probably why
That would be
Kalani was
not
even
smart.
willing to listen. But I agree.
They have to, though. They've swung and missed on everyone.
This is. I wish we had the clip of what I said when they fired James Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were all in agreement there. They're not going to get better.
Yeah, like, hold on. What is your plan?
You're right. Yes.
Do you know how many commits they have for signing day tomorrow?
I heard they're like 126th or something in the class.
They have 5 commits for signing day. That is below Harvard, below Cal Poly, UC Davis, Northern Arizona, among many more.
Yeah.
And they are the 130th class in the country. Signing day is tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, they don't have a damn coach. Like, I mean,
They haven't had a coach for 2 months.
yeah, that is an unbelievable botching. They were one of the, not the
They
first,
were
but like
the-
one of the 3 or 4 first coaches.
I mean, after UCLA and VT,
Virginia
they
Tech,
were the
right.
first.
Yeah, like that's part of the reason you fire a coach mid-season so you can get a head start on the search.
Coach Prime said it like about the transfer portal. Better not enter that portal if you don't have a plan. Better not enter the coaching carousel if you don't have a plan.
No doubt.
And maybe they did have a plan, but it's falling apart at them. But I think it's because it's kind of a weird job. Like, it's the third best, probably the third best job in the conference.
Maybe 4th.
Behind who?
Maybe 5th behind Oregon, UC,
Oh, yeah.
USC,
I
Michigan, and
forgot
Ohio
those
State.
dumb programs are in that conference. Yeah, so it would probably be some combination of Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon,
I would put USC.
USC,
Yeah.
because of the recruiting footprint you sit in. Yeah, it
I mean,
might be
Indiana right now, too, though. Like,
yeah, but that's not the job. That's just the coach.
of course, but like, you have
Right.
to recruit against that
You
right
do
now.
have. So, yeah, I mean, it's maybe a top 5 job in the conference.
Maybe,
but
yeah.
again, those fans and that fan base as a whole expects to win that conference.
Yep.
And imagine how shitty you feel right now if you're a Penn State fan or just a part of that program and you're watching Virginia Tech.
Oh, they've
Get all
stolen
your
their entire
recruits
recruiting
and
class.
James Franklin just looking like, that guy.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting here coachless still the day before on signing day eve. That's a
So,
shame.
speaking of interim coaches and all that, going back to Ole Miss real quick, do you see that they're allowing Charlie Weiss Jr. to call the offense now?
Charlie Weiss Jr., who's following Lane
Kiffin to LSU. He's now going to be calling the offense for them.
That doesn't really make
But
sense.
they wouldn't let Lane Kiffin do
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Exactly.
At that point, just let Lane do it. Like,
Exactly.
I hate this. Akib was on that side of it when I talked to him about this yesterday. He's like, just take your chance at winning a national championship, keep it all together.
You have to.
And ride it out. I just think of it this way. Nebraska hires Coach Prime. Colorado's Colorado's in the same scenario. Like, you're just gonna let Nebraska's coach walk around your building for a month?
I get it.
There's no way.
I completely understand why they didn't want Lane to coach, but
guess.
allowing Weiss to coach, who's also leaving, is
Right
crazy.
now they're scrambling.
Exactly.
I mean, they're in crisis mode, panic mode. What do we do? How do we take advantage of this?
But like Lane was right. He wanted to coach the team as far as he could take them. He wanted to
Of
finish.
course
what
he did.
started.
Everyone wants to have their cake and eat it too.
Well, yeah, but it's also like it's not his fault again. Like, of course you want all the things.
A very unrealistic expectation.
It is.
And I said to Akiva, I said,
fault.
if he was Boise State's coach, it would make a lot more sense. This is a conference rival.
Yeah.
It's even worse than Nebraska, actually.
Yeah, because like Summerall not really getting, and obviously it's a lot different, but like I saw people getting on him today, like he was at the Tulane presser earlier this week, like Tulane gear, and then he goes back to Florida, and he has on like the Florida gear. He's doing like a presser,
And then
or something.
back to Tulane,
and
I
then
think.
back to Tulane. Like it's weird. The optics of it are obviously weird.
Bro, they're gonna boo his ass coming out of the tunnel.
But it's not their fault.
It's just crazy.
I'm just saying, like,
They're all
every
in the same boat.
Ole Miss fan hates Lane Kiffin.
Right.
How are you gonna have him coach your team?
Do you want to win a
Do
national
you
title?
want an Eddie?
You can't, there's no way you can win under those circumstances.
But you have a much better shot with him than you not do without
I don't
him.
think you do.
And how much can they be excluded from the playoff?
Well,
They can, right?
And so this
Because
is
of this?
well, this is why they did it. And I can't remember if it was Ole Miss or who released the statement, but Lane actually said that he spoke to the, I don't know how he did this or who he spoke to exactly, but he said he spoke to the committee and said that that's one of the reasons why he wanted Charlie Weiss to go back to Ole Miss was so that the committee wouldn't dock Ole Miss for Lane and the entire offensive staff not being there.
They probably should keep him out. I'm not gonna lie.
If they did it to FSU
What
because
are
their
you
quarterback
talking
was out.
about?
What you're talking about, you just said there's no way they can win a natty under these circumstances.
No, with him there, they can win without him.
Oh, I don't
know about that.
It's similar with Weiss. Don't
Bro,
all the Ole Miss fans hate Weiss for leaving as well?
Yeah, but he's not the figurehead of the program.
I don't know.
I would, for what it's worth, I don't approve of that either. But he'll probably be like in a box. Like it's not like he's on the sidelines. The fans are cursing at him the whole time.
But he's there at practice. He's there at installs. He's making the game plan.
the players are different than the fans.
Sure.
I'm telling you, like Lane's on the sideline coaching the SEC championship game. All the Ole Miss fans in the first row are cursing his ass out the whole time.
But then it's 24-20 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they're not going to all of a sudden root for Georgia. You know what I mean? Like,
No, they wouldn't. I don't know. There's no way you keep Ole Miss out. They're in the SEC championship game.
no, they're not.
No, they're not.
Alabama, Georgia. Again.
Oh, I forgot that because
Yeah.
that was
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would
They
consider
were right. They were
They
at
needed-
one point on
they
Saturday.
needed Auburn to be down.
That's
that
why
night.
they were at the chancellor's house
Okay,
all
okay.
night, basically.
You can't. So you can't do this. You cannot keep them out because of their coach left.
I mean, I can see it both ways, but if it was up to me, again, assuming there was another like a 12th team who was certainly had the resume,
Texas.
Utah.
Yeah, bro. Both of those teams, I think. I'm putting over an Ole Miss without their head coach.
BYU potentially if they
Yeah.
lose.
Real spill. Assuming the title game's close, yes.
Yes. But
Or if they win it, obviously. But yeah, I think it's something they got to consider.
No way.
It's
No
something
way.
they got to consider. Again, they did it to FSU, and obviously a different situation. They lost their quarterback, but like
so
this is the second most important thing you can lose, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Either your head coach or your quarterback.
Is he calling the plays on offense?
I think Weiss was. Pretty sure Weiss was.
So then what is he?
but let's be real, it's Lane's offense.
But it's Lane's team.
Yes.
But his part is mostly done.
I mean, he has no choice. He had no choice. He had to leave.
What I'm saying is like you might have a little bit more of a case if he was the offensive play caller.
I hear you.
Yeah.
He's not calling the offense or the defense. Like what his job was to assemble the team.
Sure.
I just do feel like there are players on the team who are just not as motivated anymore. They just watch their head coach leave.
There has to be.
See, I think they should be extra motivated to prove him wrong. Imagine they go
possible
win
too.
the national championship.
Yeah, I mean, that would be
It'd be incredible.
crazy.
It'd be the story of the decade in college football.
No doubt.
That's what I'm rooting for.
I mean,
What's their ranking right now in the CFP?
they're like 8-ish, 6-ish, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
I think so.
There's a big difference there. They're 6. You can't leave them out.
All right, we'll look it up. We can finish this on the other side of this break. And shout out our friends over at Common Spirit Health. Man, check in on your people, your family, your friends. Check in on yourself. Go get these health things taken care of. And when you do, make sure it's at a Common Spirit location. They're all over the state. They got 20 hospitals and 240 clinics and care sites right here in Colorado. But it's not just hospitals and clinics. It's a team of passionate and expert caregivers dedicated to your well-being. And they're woven into the very fabric of your community. These are the people that you know, man. Whether it's a routine checkup, managing a chronic condition, or responding to an emergency, they've got you. You can trust Common Spirit to deliver exceptional care close to home. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you and discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the, unfortunately, second place, but first place in the AFC, 10-2, mighty Denver Broncos.
First place in the AFC West.
Yes.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Toyota as well, man. You already know Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR as we sit here in the Toyota lounge, man. Trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA, man. For generations, they've been building these durable legends that are just destined for greatness and perfect for the beautiful state of Colorado. Toyota got 17 different models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. They got 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, and SUVs that just take command on the road and on the trail, man. So visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East, and Aurora Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Shout out to Toyota, man. They are a proud sponsor of CU Athletics, man.
On at the family says Lane had his hands on the offense, bro. Be for real. Of course. He probably even designed the offense.
Absolutely, he did.
All of that work is done.
Yeah, but I'd rather have him in there when it comes to deciding what plays we're pulling out and stuff.
But you cannot take them out of the playoff because of this.
They are 6.
So,
by the way.
They're not playing a game between now and then.
I'm saying you should consider it. I'm not saying one or the other. I'm saying, like I said, if there are a couple of teams that are on the outside looking in that without Lane Kiffin you think are better, then I'd be with it.
There's no way. If they were playing in the SEC championship game and they were doing it without Lane and
they won,
looked bad, then I would say, okay, now you might have a case.
Or the opposite is true for me. If you're in the SEC championship game without Lane and you win, you could prove you can win without him, then I would be, I bet.
They're the 6th best team in the country.
With their head coach, yes.
You cannot all of a sudden move them to 13. There's no games to be played.
Well, look,
other
the
teams
committee
are
is playing games, though. They're playing games on Miami. They've been playing games on Miami all year since the committee's been putting out rankings, putting Notre Dame over them. They're playing games with the Big 12. They have Utah sitting at 15. Their only loss is to BYU. BYU has a chance to completely miss the playoff, even if they lose close.
Yeah, which great reason to go to Penn State.
That had to be what they sold him on, too, by the way.
Yeah, you'll never get the respect there.
They said, Kalani, you are 11-1 with your only loss.
You did the same shit last year.
It's a great pitch.
And you are outside of the top 10.
It's true.
Never happen at Penn State.
It won't.
It won't. No.
It's true.
It also wouldn't happen to Colorado with Coach Prime as the coach.
Real quickly.
I do think they want Arch Manning in that playoff, though.
He's kind of been...
He's been slinging.
He has been playing really well.
Because I was hard on him early in the season. His development has been one of the more fun things to follow during this college football season.
Absolutely. It's why we need to give these young quarterbacks grace. Grace in the NFL for these young quarterbacks, too, and college football especially. But Texas is a tough one for me because I could totally see them. I think that they are a playoff caliber team. Mm-hmm. But the fact is, the SEC with Ole Miss, you have A&M now sitting at 7. They were a top 3 team all year up until that loss.
And Texas is what now?
Texas is at 14, but it's like Vanderbilt's in front of them, and didn't Vanderbilt beat them?
Yeah, I think so. Here's the thing. They're 100% right about not scheduling Ohio State or games like that in the future. If Texas just played
in Middle Tennessee,
UT Martin.
UT Martin in that game and won 50-0, they'd be a 2-loss team right now, and no one would even be questioning them being in.
Facts.
And so everyone's saying, "Well, just beat Florida." Yeah, sure, but you could also just beat UT Martin instead of playing Ohio State. Both points are true. One of them they can actually control, which is who they schedule.
Right.
We need to go back to the computers. We can't have these people selecting this, bro. They're gonna screw it up again. They always do.
They're honestly. The hard thing for the committee is there's never really a right answer. There's always an argument for how you're wrong.
Right.
And for example, and I don't think this is hypocritical. You might think it was. I agreed with the Florida decision. Or the Florida State decision.
To keep them out?
Me too.
Because that was on the field, and it was obvious. We saw games without the quarterback, where it was like, okay, they're winning, but they don't look good.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like tangible. And if they went in there, they would have gotten absolutely smacked, just like they did against Georgia in the bowl game.
Right.
This one to me is like, it's not like that. And you at least have to give Ole Miss a chance to prove like, hey, it was about the players, not the coach.
See, the playoff is not for giving somebody a chance to
mean?
prove that they belong.
But what, are they supposed to lose all of the things that they earned?
It sucks. Your coach left.
Crazy, bro.
Your coach left, y'all, before a playoff run. It sucks. I get it. Like, for the players, like, I hurt for them. That sucks.
Bro, if they were even, like, 8th, I could maybe say, like, okay, yeah, like, they could get jumped.
They're 6th.
They're 6th.
They're top half of the
top
playoff.
half of the playoff. You want to bounce them all the way out of it.
They'd be in line for a home playoff game.
But again, that might
Nasty
change after conference championship weekend. They probably wouldn't be 6th after conference championship week, potentially, right?
Of course, but they're the highest ranked non-SEC championship game participant. Like
There's no
I don't even
way.
know what side of this argument I fall on. Honestly, I really don't.
I'm not hard and fast on either way. I'm just saying I can see if they decided to keep them out, I would be like, I get it. That's my only thing. I would be like, I get it.
I think I would too, especially if it's at the expense of BYU or Vandy but it's
Yes, exactly.
It still sucks at the same time. Like
Ole Miss would smoke BYU.
I
don't know. I don't know.
And I really we've liked Ole Miss all year.
Yeah.
And I really like their quarterback. I don't know if they
Nothing
would smoke
changed.
BYU.
A lot changed.
I don't know if they would smoke
changed.
BYU, bro.
The reason why you have Lane Kiffin is for building the program.
Sure.
The program is built.
That's tough. Let's do Taco Tuesday real quick. Last shout out to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Last Taco Tuesday of the year also? Is that it? No?
Probably through Broncos.
Okay, we still got Taco Tuesday, thankfully. The Buffs box may be going, but Taco Tuesday's here, hopefully forever. Let's see what the boys had for Taco Tuesday today.
Taco Tuesday. And these aren't tacos at all.
No.
And I've actually never had nacho fries in my life. So we're both experiencing, they're back.
And I need Taco Bell like I need air to breathe this morning. Almost suffered.
Wow. Honestly, ketchup might have been the wrong thing all along.
I could not agree more.
Like at the beginning of time, we made a major misstep and we went on ketchup instead of nacho cheese.
They need these at the ballpark. Oh, you know what? That's the European influence. I think they, everyone's like, oh, French fries, they're actually from Belgium. Well, guess what? You don't know about nacho cheese. Belgium, you screwed the whole thing up. This is delicious.
Also, I love when it's Taco Tuesday and they just like slide in a classic for us. They're like, here, have some Crunch Wraps. Sure, yeah, why not? Of course, we want Crunch Wraps.
I'm going hot sauce here. Yeah, it hits, huh?
There's no time for you to do that, but let me just tell you,
Yeah.
it's Taco Tuesday and you're going to enjoy that as soon as this video ends.
Let's go.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Shout out Taco Bell, man.
Squad.
We do need some Dre back in action.
He's hilarious.
We need to bring him back on here for sure. We need his take on Lane Kiffin, actually. That's what we need.
Yeah. I was a big BYU believer for like the first 7 games of the season.
What changed?
You kind of turned into a Utah guy.
I did.
You did.
I'd pick Utah over BYU today, head to head.
That's crazy.
I think I would still, too.
But then Utah looked like shit this last week too.
Yeah.
Kind of. They didn't cover against Kansas.
They were
close.
losing in the third quarter.
They were.
They were close.
I mean, that's been the last 2 weeks then, honestly, for Utah.
Yeah. I wish I could say like this Big 12 team or that Big 12 team deserves to be it. I don't really feel passionately about that at all.
No.
I think the team that's not in right now that has the best case is Texas.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's not.
Because there's, in my opinion, 2 other teams that should be in over them.
Who?
I mean, Vandy beat them, and then Miami is just getting disrespected. I mean, I know they're not in the ACC title game, and that whole thing is just a goddamn nightmare, that situation.
Did you see Nicole Auerbach's tweet about it?
Yes.
That was insane to me.
Yes. 100%.
But then like now we're going to get to a point where each conference has their own committee
I know.
for their own championship game.
Terrible. CU basketball, big win, 78-70 over Cal Baptist last night.
Texas low-key beat Vandy this year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was a close game, though. 34-31.
It's a nightmare. I mean, Texas beat OU, didn't they?
Yes. No.
I don't remember any of this shit.
I mean, Texas at least, I know for damn sure they beat A&M last weekend.
And that was a massive
They did
win.
beat Oklahoma, too.
Okay,
yes.
yeah. They smacked them, right?
Yeah. I get it. I trust me, I get it, but I also don't want 7 SEC teams
Wait,
in
so
the college football
Oklahoma's going to
playoff.
be in the playoff?
Yes, bro. This is why people are losing
Oh
their
my
mind.
God, bro! Yeah,
Yes.
this is out of control.
Yes.
Because I just looked down, I'm like, wait, hold on. These movies are like, what are they ranked right now?
So Bryce was getting on me about this the other day. People don't realize that when you're covering a team the way that we cover the Buffs,
Yes.
it makes it really hard to follow the rest of the sport.
It
really does.
very difficult. Yes.
Like our game days, if the game's at home, that means we're at the tailgate 3 hours before the game, which means we're not seeing any of those games. We go to the game, which means we're not seeing any of those games. We're doing the post-game show after the game, which means we're not seeing any of those games. I mean, there's days where I've watched like 2 college football games, maybe in the 10 a.m. window, and then that's it.
I watch most of my college football on Sundays and Mondays.
Yeah.
I see the scores on Saturdays. Most of what I watch, I know people don't think we watch stuff, but most of what I watch is Sundays and Mondays when I have to go back.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's talk some hoops, though.
Hoops. Colorado, big win over Cal Baptist last night. They were down early.
Yeah,
How much were they down? It was
23-9 at one point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cal Baptist deserves respect. They were undefeated going into the game.
Mm-hmm.
They are projected to be a tournament team, and they're a lot more experienced than Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Those are usually like the college basketball trap games.
Definitely.
You get this super veteran, non-power school coming in here, and sometimes they'll just run you. They'll just like out-execute you off the floor.
Right.
And I thought it was a pretty gutsy effort from the Buffs to dig deep. They did not match the energy of Cal Baptist early in the game, and I think they were kind of like, whoa, like we got to pick this shit up quick, or we might get run off our own floor. And they did a great job coming back. This team is fun. Like I know a lot of our fans have come here just for football. I think this might be a team worth getting on board with. Just to have a college basketball team to follow. Also, almost all the games are on ESPN Plus, so you just watch them on your phone. It's and you're buying in early.
Right.
Like this team is so young, and they've just got like Isaiah Johnson's exciting. Elon McKaylee is exciting.
Dog, bro.
He's
a grown man.
Yes.
Can't believe he's a freshman. I know he's been playing pro ball, but you can tell like that's a polished young guy. You know what I'm saying?
He plays very polished.
Yeah.
Sebi Ranchik, like they've got fun players. They're fun to watch. They definitely have like a youthful exuberance about them as a team.
Yeah.
It's kind of like almost. I feel like they have like naivete
for sure.
Where they're just like,
they don't even know.
That's
they just don't. They don't know what they don't know.
Playing against?
Yeah,
All right,
like
cool.
they just go out there and kind of hoop. And I think they've found a little something. Like they were challenged early in games by teams that probably shouldn't have challenged them, but they found a way to get out of there.
Right.
And I think that has like fortified them. So this is fun. First time they've been 8-0 since 1948.
And a massive win a massive game against Colorado State on Saturday too.
Rocky Mountain Showdown, which the Buffs won last season. But yeah, I mean this. I tweeted out after one game last week, like this team is so young and so fun to watch. And I just have to applaud Tad Boyle for the job that he has done, man. It's honestly crazy to think about how he has turned over this roster in a year with youth.
Yep.
Right? Like the leading scorer on this undefeated Colorado basketball team is a true freshman. Isaiah Johnson.
He comes off the bench.
Coming off the bench, bro. 15 points a game. Like, and they're just so balanced as well. Bless you. Like they have 9 dudes averaging at least 14 minutes a game. Like this is like an 8-9 man rotation that is deep. They throw different looks at you, different, kind of lineup groupings at you. Like you look at just the youth I'm talking about again. I mentioned the leading scorer, Isaiah Johnson with 15. Like 3 of their top 6 leading scorers are underclassmen. They're like I said, they're just so well coached. Like they seem to really love playing with each other. Like they seem like a team that's been playing together for a couple years now, which makes it even more impressive how young they are. But it's a good blend. Like Hargress was a great ad coming over from the lower levels.
He's got that like smooth, just calmness about him that I think is really important for them in these late game situations that they've been great in.
For sure. Sebi's been great. He was obviously showed flashes last year as a true freshman. Now a sophomore, he's looks even more, polished and balanced with his game and whatnot. I love this team. It's going to be interesting to see how things get going once Big 12 play starts.
Yep.
But like you mentioned, 8-0 first time since 1949. And it doesn't seem like this team is slowing down by any means.
Well, and we haven't even mentioned Bangot yet. Which, if you tune into a Colorado basketball game, Bangot's going to do something that made it worth you tuning in.
Hell yeah.
Just one of the bounciest players
for real
in college basketball, on top of being 7 foot with like what, a 7'7" wingspan.
Added a 3-ball too, can shoot it a little bit, can put it on the floor, drive past you.
I think I saw something in this last 3 games. He has 12 assists, 0 turnovers too.
Ooh-wee. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I really like McKaylee too. You mentioned him earlier, Alon.
Yeah.
Dude, when I saw him for the first time, whatever game that was we went to, it was a Providence game. And that was my first time watching him play in person. And I'm like, this dude looks like 24 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Bro looks like he's, like in the G League or something, like on the precipice of the NBA. This is a true freshman.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
An old true freshman, but a true freshman nonetheless.
Exactly. Shout out to Tad, man.
It's like the BYU hack.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, for real.
I mean, it's like that guy who went to Chargers minicamp, and now he's all of a sudden got 4 years of eligibility.
Facts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Facts. And I mentioned a couple weeks ago, how many, and BYU immediately comes to mind, but outside of them, like how many programs around college sports have like an elite freshman on the football field and an elite freshman on the hardwood on the men's basketball side? Like I said, obviously BYU has it with Bear and AJ, but I really think Juju and Isaiah Johnson, like, find me a handful of better freshman football, basketball duos in the country right now. That should be exciting for everybody.
Be tough to do. All right, we're going to wrap up the show. We'll talk about Jared Curtis on signing day tomorrow. Steve Wiltfong tweeted out during the show that now they're going to privately sign. They were going to do it like in his high school and stuff, but because of the reported flip and now Jared coming out today and saying that, actually, no, I haven't made a decision yet, they're like, I don't know. Things getting weird, so we'll see what happens tomorrow at this point.
I feel like there's
Are they afraid they're going to throw tomatoes at him?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he goes, Nashville Christian School. He's from
there,
Nashville.
Right.
So I don't know.
Oh.
Interesting stuff, though.
Bro, go to Vandy.
For
real, yes, please do. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll get some surprises. We'll see. See you guys then. Let's go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.